continuing on down the road, I was just here reflecting on something that's coming through, and it's about, everything grows toward the light. And if you have a plant in a dark room, what happens? The leaves turn to find the light. Because what is light? It gives you nourishment. Like I say, the divine is the light beyond lights. People need to understand that they are a light body. We are energy. Okay, that's what we have at the center of being. We are energetic beings. Now again, light can bring wisdom. It brings understanding. Except for if you are one in shadows, then the shadows, the darkness fears the light. Our darkness doesn't understand the light. So when they are engaging in dark deeds, the last thing they want is for the light to be shined upon it, to uncover and discover the things they are trying to hide and do in secret. That's why I say my students, first thing, live with honesty, integrity, transparency, sacredness, and simplicity. And if you live within those, you'll have a fulfilled life. Because the only thing you can take with you is your experience, your integrity, etc. Now, what is the saying? The truth will set you free. Well, even some of those that have committed crimes, eventually, the burden of that can weigh on them if they have any kind of a conscience left at all. And they become unburdened by what? Finally getting it off their chest. And that lightens the load for them. So light is so important. Unless you're trying to cover it over, run away from it, unwilling to see it directly, to uncover those hidden dark places, shadows of illusions that one is following. And again, look at the word illusions. Illusions. Things that are not freeing, things that are not beneficial, things that are not uplifting, things that are not freeing are some part of an illusion that is keeping you bound in some way, shape, or form, whether it's energetically, mentally, emotionally. So look and see what that illusion is that you keep feeding, that you keep fearing, that you keep, in a shadow about, because for some reason you don't want this light to be shown on it for what it is. Part of our journey is to follow our passion, follow our joy, follow our bliss in whatever work you're doing. Now, if you are somebody that's a homemaker, and you love being a homemaker and baking and doing all contributing to society in what you're doing. If you're doing it, grousing about it, unhappy about it, then what is the energy you're putting out with that? So go into a field that is uplifting for you, that you enjoy doing, that you can put your full heart into it, that you can do it with your full intention and attention. And that way you can also aid in society. And because each person is different, they will have something new to add to the equation. When you're following your joy, you're following your bliss. Maybe you're someone that's an artist. Okay? Maybe you're someone that enjoys color and can work with color. Or maybe you're someone that loves to micromanage things and really make sure all the things fit, the cogs fit in the right way. Or maybe you're somebody that's into math. Now, I did meet somebody one time that I couldn't believe they think in math equations. I don't understand that at all. But yeah, I did meet a genius. Math. He corrected a paper that only 15 people in the world would understand. Now, the way we got started talking, because he heard me say God is the zero, not the one, and he understood that, so we had a very interesting conversation. I said he should do look deeper into himself, and he was like, no, I don't want to do an inventory of myself. That's too scary. But yeah, he actually thought in math equations. That's the way he saw everything, which I can't grasp at all, because that's so far away from my understanding and the way I relate to the world energetically. My way is through energetically of impressions and direct consciousness now of the flow of energy, etc.
In about 10 miles, at the roundabout, take the second exit towards McMinnville.
So, that's the way I relate to the world. Energetically, in the flow of things, the color of things, how it, again, all of these have to do with energy. And today, again, what was coming in was more about the light versus the shadow, and those that run from the light, fear the light, are not open to the light. And that's why so much division is happening now. And again, the more light that comes in, the more that those that are in the shadow substance will be going more and more crazy. They will be reacting more. They'll be acting out more. You'll see more of this coming to the surface, because they want to work in underground, finding loopholes, finding ways through in a not an honest manner. Okay? So we're going to see more and more of that taking place as more light comes in and this division is taking place. More and more is going to be unveiled, revealed as to what's there. If one is seeking the light, and again, wanting to elevate mankind, wanting to see the best for everyone, enjoying each person's differences, I just feel that dance, enjoying other cultures, enjoying other, all the things that go with it are so fulfilling, interesting with what they bring to the table. That it should be a dance and a celebration of others rather than a divisionary thing of, hierarchy, one's better than the other, etc. Each has their own light that they bring to the table. I'm just seeing candles lit, but each candle has a different color to it because of the expression that it is, the energy that it brings makes the flame burn in a different colorization, but all of them together are beautiful. So that's an interesting impression to come in, just seeing all these lights, but each light has a different colorization to it. But coming together, it's really a beautiful tapestry of life, and seeing what each one brings to the table, seeing what each one brings to be experienced, to be danced with, to be learned from, to be communicated with. But those that want to isolate missing out on so much beauty. They keep wanting to put a shell around themselves, not being open to other experience. That's what I see with those in that shadow, or those that are, supporters of ICE, or that type of mentality, closed off, isolating, unwilling to open to other experience. They have to stay in their little box, their little cage, because any expansion for them is fearful. Unwilling to step out of the box, unwilling to encounter new experiences and to go with the flow of it. They want to try to control it by creating this little sanitary box, which winds up being a jail. There's no love, there's no light, there's no, again, enjoying. I just feel the dance, the flow of the universe, and they are against that flow. They're in more of I see them more in this stagnation, and you know what happens to stagnant water? It's more of that feeling, those that want to stay in the shadow, the ones that don't want to be in the light, they don't want to share, they don't want to open, they don't want to have other experiences coming in, they don't want the joy of mankind, they want, again, that isolation. And rather than having so many borders, I see them in the future opening up and no longer saying this is America, this is Asia, this is, we become more of one, how do you say it, homogeneous blend of people. Like I said, Eartharians. We become Eartharians rather than, this country, that country, separation of drama. We become Eartharians. We're all part of the planet Earth and the experiences here. and want to, again, more as we expand, be able to come into alignment with star brothers, star sisters, etc., star beings, into something much more elevated, coming out of the fear-driven mode that the ones in this planet that have been ruling it for so long, through fear, through illusion, delusion, that's crumbling and that's falling away. And I just see it like bricks in a wall, and the light is starting to break through those bricks. And the more light that breaks through, the more the bricks are crumbling, okay? They're losing their ability to hold together to block out light. So the more light we bring in, the more rapidly we can move through this cycle that we're going through now, so that we can, again, dance in that freedom. And in fact, I say, put on your favorite music and dance every day, okay? Dance in wild abandon and happiness. Oh my goodness, I see all these classic cars going by now. I just saw a whole row of all sorts of classic cars going by, so that was interesting. But again, dance, open up, and even if you can't stand, put it on in your chair and dance, get in the groove, get in the move, get that energy going, open up, put in all sorts of different types of music, okay? Put on some Indian music, put on some Chinese music, put on some Mexican music, and just enjoy it. Each one for what it's offering up and the different energy behind it. And dance. Dance. Open up. Open up to new expressions. Okay? Bring in more light. And those that want to stay in the shadow, in anger, in angst, in drama, let them have that. Enjoy that. Okay? They can enjoy that for all they want. They can get wound up. Get wound up and, just go ballistic. Stewing in their own juices for whatever the drama is of the day. And we don't have to take it in, okay? We can say, look, it's yours, you keep it. I'm not participating in that, okay? But if that's where you want to be, you enjoy that, okay? And knock yourself out. Spin like a tornado. But we don't have to take it in, again. Leave that with their drama. Let them have it. Let them rail against each other and whatever else they're doing. But we can dance in the light. And I do mean dance in the light. You don't have to be a professional dancer. Just move in the groove. Okay? And enjoy it for what it is. So on that note, I'll leave that here. But another thing that's just coming in as I'm going down the road, seeing the trees all growing up towards the light, okay? And the substance and the beauty and the fragrance and all of the things that they're bringing. even in this time when we're going through this drama, don't let the drama suck your energy dry. Okay? If you're feeling it's draining you, then stop watching it for a while. It'll still be here when you come back. Okay?
At the next roundabout, take the second exit toward McMinnville.
It's not going away in the next 24 hours. You're not going to miss something. So unplug for a time if you need to. Okay? Because we see them just circling the drain now. That's what I see with them. I see with Trump and he's put all his cards on his new one, Todd Blanche. And Todd Blanche will go out and do whatever, but he's not smart in what he's doing, and everything is now, why do we see this thing just solid, just melting? It's melting. I see these things, he's trying to put it out so strong, but I see it melting. It's collapsing in on
At the roundabout, take the second exit towards McMinnville.
Collapsing in on itself. It's melting. It can't hold its structure or shape. That's what I'm seeing. It can't hold its structure or shape. It's just melting and collapsing in on itself. So don't worry about what they're saying they're going to do.
For about 16 miles, continue straight on.
Because it's all going to... Yeah, I see it then going to the ground. Yeah, and it's just kind of, lost its shape. It's lost its shape. And you're going to have to come along. We're going to have to come along and clean it up later. Throw it in the trash. It's what I see. It's melted. It's all illegally on the ground, and we have to come along and later, dispose of it. So don't get too wrapped up when you hear what they're doing, because it's not going to stay. It's not going to stay. It's not long term. Why am I here? Clean up on aisle 6. Clean up. Okay. I have strange things coming in today. Clean up aisle 6. So on that note, I'll leave that here. We'll see you online.